What's up guys, Intellitech Mobile here, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of a console revision that came out 10 years ago. This is the PlayStation 3 Super Slim unboxing, so that way we can do a retrospective review of it 10 years after release. This is the second time I've owned one of these, but I don't currently own any Slim line PS3. The only PS3 I own is my 80GB, which is backwards compatible, which I am selling, so if you're interested and you want a backwards compatible PS3, then let me know. So, this Super Slim I got on eBay for only $50. It was listed for, I think, 80 or 7. I think it was 75. I offered 50 and the seller took it. So, unfortunately, right after I bought this and it was shipped, someone in my town listed one of these in pretty equivalent condition for only $40. So, the $69.18 that I paid for this, while nice, is not as nice as $40. But hey, at least it's from eBay, so I know that if it's completely wrecked, I can get my money back. And it looked really good in the pictures, so I really hope this is in good condition. I like all my consoles to be in really good condition. I don't like getting ones that are scratched up. If it's a little bit dirty, that's not a big deal. I guess I forgot to cut the middle of the box. So if it's a little dirty, it's not the end of the world, but I don't want it to be filthy, and especially not filled with roaches. Because that's actually why my Xbox One S died, is it was infested with thankfully dead roaches, and I opened it up to clean it out, and in the process I killed the power supply and broke the power button, because I'm an idiot. And I should clearly stick to fixing cell phones and vacuum cleaners. So, this is packaged very well, I must say. Oh, okay, so that's it. Very good packaging. So that's great. I really like this foam stuff, is really nice. I always love, I don't know what kind of material this is, but I love it. We do have a power cord, which I definitely did not need. I have so many of these figure 8 power cords, but it does not hurt to have an extra. Alright. So, that is that. And I did look at the description. It said that it just came with the console and the power cable. Since I made an effort to get the cheapest PS3 Super Slim that I could get, I actually got the 12GB model, which is probably going to be very useless. But the nice thing about the PlayStation 3 is that you can put any hard drive in it that you so choose. And you can see right here, see, this is the problem with this design, is that this flew open so the laser was covered. Wow, it's been a while since I've seen one of these. I forgot how light this is. Wow. Okay, so this is actually in really good condition. Of course, the glossy parts are a little scuffed. That's going to happen. It's just, you know, these are going to get scuffed up. A lot of times when you get these Super Slims, one of these panels, usually this one, goes missing. This right here is how you access your hard drive. I believe you just push this out of the way and it clicks or something. I could be wrong, but either way, the hard drive is underneath here. It's a little tricky to get to it. We've got 2 USBs, which is different than the 4 on my fat model. Now, I did notice from the listing that the seller mentioned that they replaced the laser, so that explains some of these feet being missing. Kind of wish they hadn't lost these feet, but hey, as long as it sits relatively even on the shelf, then not the end of the world. So as long as it's at least a little bit stable, I very well may have it standing up like I have my current PS3, but unfortunately, unlike the fat PS3, oh, I just realized this piece is coming off. That's not good. So this is broken, which is not great. Again, this is very cheap, very fragile. But yeah, so this logo does not move like it does on the fat PS3, or the fat PS2 for that matter. So you can see you can twist the logo on the fat PS3 for whenever it's standing up, so it looks right. This one, you can't do that. So that is that. So this is the fat, or not the fat, this is the Super Slim PlayStation 3, 12GB model, apparently with a replacement DVD laser, or Blu-ray laser. And of course this has the slot loading mechanism that the PS3 Super Slim is known for. So you can either just pull this aside and close it, or you can press this button, which opens it, then you still have to hook your finger on this door and manually close it. So, not the greatest design in the world, but the advantage is that this is a lot more mechanical. There's less slot loading issues. My PS3 once in a while will not suck in the disc. Like, I'll put it and the sensor like won't catch it or something, and so then it won't actually start to pull on the disc. It hasn't done that as of late, but it did it a few months ago. This can't have that problem technically, although the gears apparently are really cheap on this and could wear out. So this looks pretty interesting. So we're going to power this up and test it out. Again, I don't like how this is broken. I really wish, or is this just supposed to come off? Because it's just kind of popping off. Is this just supposed to come off? Maybe? I don't want to break it. So I just want this to go back on. I don't want to take it off. Does it just snap on? Not a fan of this. Oh, that didn't sound good. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, well, that's not great. If I can't fix that, I might return it. But in the meantime, we're going to make sure it works. I'm also going to compare it to the late model Xbox 360 as well, just to do a little size comparison. Alright, so here we'll do a size comparison of the PS3 Super Slim to a bunch of other semi-modern consoles of the time, with some exceptions, obviously. So, this is the PS3 Super Slim, and this is the PS3 Fat. I don't own a PS3 Slim, so I can't exactly compare that. So here's the Fat PS3 if I line it up towards the back. Now, if I grab a tape measure, and I measure the differences here, and unfortunately this tape measure does not have metric on it, otherwise I would give the metric measurements, since metric is objectively superior. So, yeah, so the Fat PS3 is roughly 1.5 inches deeper, and the Fat PS3 is I don't know how to say that. Roughly 1.25 inches taller than the Super Slim. And as far as the thickness, well, the thickness of the Super Slim is about just under 2.5 inches. But remember, because of this slot loading design, you're going to have to account for space for that in your entertainment rack. So in practice, this thing is probably like 4 or 5 inches in height as far as what needs to be accessible for you to be able to access this slot loading mechanism. Now, the weight is obviously much lower, and of course, because this is much smaller, it's a lot less stable when it's standing up versus the Fat, which has plenty of surface area to stand itself up on. So, we've got that. We'll also compare this to the Xbox 360 that was out at the time, because remember, this PS3 came out a year before the 360e did, so when this PS3 Super Slim came out, the 360S was still the newest 360 at the time. So, if we stack these, we can see that PS3 is a little bit wider, and not as deep as the 360S, and it is a little bit lighter than the 360S. So again, they're roughly a similar size, but the biggest difference is its length. So the PS3 Super Slim is still a little bit wider. So now we'll compare it to the 360e, which is the final model 360 compared to the final model PS3. We can see that again, the PS3 Super Slim is an inch longer, or an inch wider, I should say. It's roughly the same in terms of its standing height whenever it's, or I should say, of its height when it's laying down, but again, in practicality, it's a little bit higher up. Of course, this 360E, when it's laying down, you need to make sure it has access to the fan to vent out for adequate cooling, but then this also needs to be open to access the disc. So both of these need a little bit more than their physical height in of itself allows. And again, the PS3 Super Slim is not as deep. So if you have a very shallow entertainment rack, for whatever reason, then the inch of difference between the two very well could be the factor. And of course, whenever these are standing up, the 360 is more stable when it's standing up. As you can see, the PS3 Super Slim loves to fall over. So we'll put it next to it so the 360, so it can kind of lean up against the 360E. And you can probably tell if I take this out of the tripod. That's what that looks like. Right there, you can see the difference. So yeah, and then of course, don't fall. And of course, if you compare it to the Fat 360, then of course it's going to be much smaller than the Fat 360 in every dimension, as you would expect. So, not much to say there. Comparing it to my broken Xbox One S, it's pretty much the same size. The width is pretty much identical. It's the slightest bit shorter, but not enough to be a practical difference. So, where I had my Xbox One in my entertainment center is where I'll just put the PS3 because they use the same cables. So, and my Xbox One doesn't work. So, but yeah. So, that's roughly the same size as the Xbox One S. Alright, excuse the mess. My entertainment center is a little bit in disarray right now. We just had to have a guy come to fix the internet, so I guess I forgot to plug in an Ethernet cable, so I'll go ahead and do that. And I've got a mini USB to sync the controller with, so I'll hook these up as well as a controller, since this didn't come with one, but that's fine, I have a few. I really hate this TV because every time I'm doing something like this, the second I get everything ready and I'm about to turn on the console, I look up at the TV and it says 1 second to power off and then powers off. I hate that so much. Anyways, so we have to wait for the TV to turn back on. And it looks like it's back on now. So, I've got the Ethernet plugged in, which was a pain. We're going to plug in our... Would help if I plugged in the correct way. We're going to plug... Again, this top piece is just not wanting to stay on. So we're going to plug in the controller, and we're going to power it on with the controller, if my camera will focus. Move the Wii sensor bar cable out of the way. Come on. It's plugged in, so shouldn't it sync, or do I have to manually turn it on? Okay. Making a bit of funny noise, but whatever. Yep, that looks right. PlayStation 3. I mean, it should be saying PlayStation 3. It shouldn't be saying Vectrex or anything, so we're on the right track. Okay, it's asking me about the resolution. Can you read this screen? Yes, I can. I can read that very well. What do we want? Oh, it's asking for my TV size. I actually don't remember. I think my TV is a 55? Is it 58? Is 50? I think it's 55, I think. Whatever, I don't feel like checking. It doesn't matter, I'm not using 3D anyways. Okay, so we've got that. This is very awkward because I don't have my capture card hooked up. Let's user 1. Okay, just a basic profile. You can see that right there. My tripod's hitting stuff. User 1. Alright, so now one game that I've had problems with on my PS3, but I don't think it's hardware related. I'm pretty sure it's just related to my profile, because that's everything that I'm hearing is that it's just related to the profile. So hopefully it's not the disc, and that means it'll work. So we're gonna try one of my favorite modern games, which, yes, I know it's bad to have your favorite game be this, but you know, it's one of my favorites. I don't have GTA 4 on PS3, so but I do have this. So we're gonna try Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Open that up. Drop the disc in. See, in this particular setup, I need to find more of these cube inserts, but in this particular setup, this works very well. So there's plenty of space here for me to put my hand in and drop in the disc. And it just immediately started, which is good. I usually have auto start turned off, but in this case, it's good because we know it works. So we've got that. It's going to load up. We're going to do this in real time, no editing. Oh. An error occurred during the start operation. That's not good. Take a picture of that in case we need it for the seller. Please don't tell me this doesn't work. I'm going to be really sad if this doesn't work, because I guarantee you by the time I get my money back, the local one's going to be gone. Suggested actions. Check the disc is clean and free of damage. Clean the disc. Use another disc. Okay, well, we're going to take its advice. I mean, it recognized it. It shows Black Ops 2. So we're going to... What's the button to eject it? Oh, options. There's no eject option. Oh, I'm an idiot because there's no way to eject this. It's just the door. Okay, well, oh, okay. It was still spinning even though it was on the home screen. Ew, that's a yikes. Brings me back to the times of when my old 360s would scratch the crap out of my discs. I mean, thankfully this is Blu-ray, so it's not... You could slide these along concrete and they would still not get scratched. You can see my lovely face. Hi. And, yeah, that doesn't look dirty to me. Let me just wipe it down on my shirt just to be on the safe side. I guess there's a little bit of, like, fingerprinting on the edges. So we'll just wipe that off real quick. Try to get this as clean as possible. We want to give this the best chance at reading a game. There's like a bunch of weird little specks for some reason. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bunch of little specks on the disc, and it's really messing with my camera's autofocus. It'd probably help if I was wearing a clean shirt, actually. Either way, that looks okay. So we'll try this again. Pop that in, and we're going to see what it does. Okay, my TV's too high. Alright, let's see if this does the same thing. Okay, it starts up the same way. Is it going to give us to the screen, or is it just going to give us an error message? Like, is my disc just bad? I guess that would explain why my other PS3 wasn't working, because I only have a few PS3 games, and I've only tried a couple. Okay, we've got the same error message. Okay, so let's... Okay. Again, so how do I eject this? Because I don't want to eject it with the disc spinning. So I guess I just have to. Oh, that sounds so bad. But I didn't see an eject option, so I don't know. Because, yeah, I mean, there's no software to control this door, so that would make sense. This disc does have some scratches on it, but it's very minimal. I don't know. Maybe that is the case. Now, one disc that I know never gave me problems with my other PS3. And again, we're just sticking to Call of Duties because they're the easiest games to use to test PS3s, because you can just jump in a game and use any button. So we're going to try Call of Duty World at War. And this one's not for the PS3. This one's for the PlayStation 3. So this one's for that one. But we'll try it here. Should work. Pop that down. Of course, I have this right up against, so it knocks it every time I close the door. So let's see what this was. Call of Duty World at War. Okay. This one just fired up as well. Oh, I just bumped the tripod. Let's see. Ah, okay, so it wants me to install an update. Let's see. Does the update make it not suck? Let's find out. Is this... Okay, good. It's blinking. I assume that means it's charging. So I don't really want the update right now, though. So I'm just going to cancel that for now. I did hook up the internet, so I guess I do. It appears the internet is working. And let me turn down the volume. I'll turn it up to 1, which is very loud because my TV does not have a sensible volume option. It's either loud or off. This is 1. I can't imagine what 100 sounds like. Probably blow out the neighbor's eardrums. Press start button. Okay. Seems to be working. So I almost wonder if my issue with Black Ops 2 was just an issue with the disc and not the console. Which, if so, would tell me that I actually didn't need another PS3. But I wanted to try this version. I fully anticipated keeping this, but because of this little flaw, I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to quit the game. Okay. I can see a little hard drive light. Okay. And again, there is no eject option. So I just have to... That does not seem very good for the discs. I know these are Blu-rays, but still. Oh yeah, this is kind of scratched up now, which I don't, it was not scratched beforehand. There's like streaks on the disc now, which I don't, maybe those are already there? Because I don't want to just assume that it's the console, but I don't know what else it would be. Maybe just from them being loose. Alright, let's test a couple more games. I only have a relatively pathetic PS3 collection, so there isn't much that I can test, because I didn't have a working PS3 for a while, so... Well, it's not that I didn't have a working one, it's just that I didn't feel like playing the 80 gig because I didn't want to risk it yellow lighting on me. So, next, I'm going to clean up this game, and I'm going to try this. This one had some stuff on it. We're going to clean this off with my shirt, which is the best way to clean off your game disc. Okay, so we're going to drop in Gran Turismo 5, and we're going to see what this does. Now, if this starts up with no problems, then I'll consider the seller's laser repair a success. And this just started right up. So it seems like that's pretty good. So the laser's good. It's a little loud, but from what I understand, these models are louder because there's like pretty much nothing in the way of the noise from the disk drive. But it's still quieter than my Fat, because my Fat, the fan kind of revs up a little bit in it. It probably needs new compound, but I don't feel like fixing it. Yeah, so I would say that the PS3 Super Slim functionally is a success, but cosmetically leaves a little bit to be desired. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. I'm going to play some more games on it. I'm going to do a review on it after I've played some games on it. And we're going to see if this is something you should consider buying 10 years later. So, if you have any requests for what you want to see in the full review, if you have any future video requests, because I have not yet unlocked community posts on this account, so if you want to help with that, then consider subscribing and get us up to 500 subscribers to unlock community posts, so that way I can ask you guys more directly. But in the meantime, if you want to see any videos that I do with this PS3 Super Slim, then be sure to drop those in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see. So, this was my unboxing of the PS3 Super Slim. Let me know your experience with this model PS3 or any PS3 or any console in general for all I care in the comments. I'll be happy to get any sort of feedback or interaction on this video. I really appreciate it. So, anyways, this is my new PS3 Super Slim. This is Intellitech Mobile, and this is myself signing out. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your PS3 and have a good one. Peace.